This is a video for 8.3 and we're multiplying polynomials. We're going to go ahead and just skip to some middle pages. We're not going to do all of these. It's just for practice. But let me show you how we do it in class. What I have the students do is make a box like this, where you have two terms because of your x and because of your 6. And then here, I'm going to put the 4 and the negative 4 for these two terms. X times x gives me x squared. 6 times x gives me 6x. 4 times negative 4 times x, gives me negative 4x. And then negative 4 times 6 gives me a negative 24. And what you do with these two numbers is that you add them together. These will be like terms because they're the only ones with x and x. So you're looking to combine them. You're looking for them to have the same variable and the same exponent on that variable. Our final answer will be x squared from that first top box. When we put these two together, it is positive 2x. And then the bottom box, negative 24. Let's try it one more time. Let's go ahead and do this one. So what I have the students do is make a box. You separate for the first term and the second term, and then you separate it again for the first term and the second term. X times x is x squared. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. X times negative 7, I want to make sure that you understand we are multiplying to get inside the box. And then I have negative 7 times a negative 3, which gives me a positive 21. We're going to add these two together because these are the only ones that have x to the first power. We write the first one down first. Then negative 7 plus a negative 3 gives me a negative 10x. And then since this was positive, we put plus 21. Even if there's numbers in front, we still do the same method. Let me do this one right over here. We're going to make a box, separate it for the two terms here, and then for the two terms on the first parentheses, so x and negative 9. Negative 2x times x is a negative 2x squared. X times 1 is x. Negative 2x times a negative 9 is a positive 18x. And then negative 9 times 1 is a negative 9. So we're multiplying to get the numbers in. Once we have them multiply, though, the like terms we're going to put together. And that means we write this one first, negative 2x squared, and that would be plus 19x minus 9 as your final answer. So it's very similar. Be careful when you have different letters. We're still going to make a box and cut it in half for the terms on the first parentheses. This became x squared. This is negative. And we try to write them in alphabetical order. So this would be xy. You can write it yx, but it just helps to keep things consistent. And then this one would be negative 5x. And then this one would be a positive 40y. You got to be careful. We cannot combine these two. This one does not have a y, so we can't combine them. And what do we do in those instances? We just rewrite the whole thing. So I'm going to write that negative xy, then minus 5x, and then plus 40y. So on the next page, if you look over here, once we have more terms, I'm going to go ahead and skip to this one right here. It's the third one on page number 3. And what happens is that this one just becomes a bigger box. I like to make it a little bit over the parentheses just so I can have plenty of space to write. And then I'm still going to separate it to 2 because we have two terms on the first parentheses. So this would be 3 because of this one. And then there's 3 x's, x to the third. Multiplying, remember, so that's negative 6x squared. Negative 4 times 3 is a negative 12. Don't forget the x. This becomes negative 8x squared. This is a positive 16x. And then this would be a positive 32. It's really cool when you do it this way because you can see the like terms, if there is any, side by side. This one does not have the like terms. To put it in standard form, that's why we're writing the biggest exponent first. Negative 8 plus a negative 6 is a negative 14 x squared. So when we add them, we don't increase the exponents. It's only when we're multiplying them. And then 16 plus a negative 12 is a positive 4x. And then that 32 that has that thing in common. Please feel free to pause the video, rewind it, see it over again in case you missed something, and let me know if you have any questions. And then the ultimate over here is a 3 by 3. We're just going to do the second one over here. We're still going to make a box for 3 terms this way, and I like to make it just a little bit longer to make sure I got enough room. But then this time we're going to separate it into 3 this way for the 3x squared minus 2x and 4. Just to save us a little bit of time, I'm just going to put the answers on here. If you have any questions, please let me know. And we're not going to combine like terms. And check this out. It's super cool. All of them line up. You made all the multiplications. Your final answer is 3x to the 4th since there are no fourths. And then 13. So positive 13 x cubed. When you put these two together, that's negative 6 plus 3 is a negative 3 x squared. And then this becomes a positive 18x, and then plus 4 is your final answer.